Hello guys, welcome to the fifth lecture of our Gemini Code Assist course. In this video, we'll talk about how to do the project setup with Gemini CLI. We'll be using CLI because we know the difference between CLI and the code extension that we installed, Gemini Code Assist extension that we installed in VS Code, right? CLI is used for more macro level task and project setup is a macro task. And when we are doing something inside one file and suggesting some changes or coding it live, in that case, we generally use the code extension. Okay, then we'll also divide a project into multiple steps. That is, one is planning a project, then setting up all the files for a project, also called as scaffolding the files in a project. And then we'll talk about writing the code in our project using the Gemini CLI. We are not going to write any code. We are going to ask Gemini Code Assist CLI to write code for our files. Okay, then we do some iterative refinement if needed, scaffolding the files, generating the base code. That is the first version of our project, so that we can just quickly write some code and just run something so we could see the actual changes happening in our project. Then we'll also use Gemini CLI to run the app. We're not going to do anything like writing the code or even running some command to run the app. All we are going to do is ask Gemini Code Assist CLI to do this for us. Okay, so let's get started. Let's quickly talk about like what we're going to do. We have already done our environment setup, which is basically installing the extension and setting up the Gemini Code Assist CLI. Now what we're going to do, we'll scaffold a Flask based expense tracker app using Gemini CLI. We'll start from an empty folder. Gemini will set up the structure, data model and starter code for us. Our goal is to have an app to record and manage expenses with full CRUD support. Okay, now let's do the planning with AI. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump to VS Code. Okay, and then we are going to open a new folder. And in our desktop or anywhere you want, we can create a new folder. Let's call this Expense Tracker Project. Okay, let's create this folder and let's open this folder up. Okay, and yes, I trust the authors, that's fine. Now we go to terminal, then we start a new terminal. And let's close this one, this is not needed. And what you can do, you write Gemini here and it will start the project for us. It will start the Gemini CLI for us. Okay, so let's quit here for now. And let's talk about first thing is planning the project with AI. So what we're going to do, we're going to use AI to give a plan for our app. We will describe the high level requirements, whatever we think about we can do in a project to CLI, Gemini CLI, and it will develop and it will generate a plan for us. Sometimes if you're opening the terminal in VS Code and writing Gemini, sometimes it gives some errors and asks you to install this module, Gemini CLI Core. You can use again this command, npm install -8 Google Gemini CLI Core. If it's not giving you error, then it's fine. If it's giving you error, then install this. Run this command to install this package. Okay, now the plan is, this is the prompt I'm going to give. I want to build a clean minimal expense tracker using Flask. Let's start with a clear plan before writing any code. Don't write any code, first give me a clear plan. This is what I'm instructing to Gemini CLI. My requirements are full CRUD for expenses, create, read, update, delete. Each expense object has ID, title, amount, category, and in category we have food, travel, utilities and others. Also spent on date, when did this expense actually happen. Then a created at date, this created date basically when this expense is inserted into the table. And updated at, I will instruct later on that updated at happens when I can update the title, amount or description. I think we don't have description here, or we can add description here only. So let me add description for the expense. Okay, and then we're going to use SQLite for storage with SQLAlchemy as the ORM. So let me quickly copy this prompt and go back and write Gemini again. And let me show you where do we write actually the prompts to Gemini CLI. This is the place where you can write all the prompts. Okay, so we talked about 3 commands here, one starting with @, exclamation mark, and also with a backslash, right? So we have talked about this. In this one, we are going to paste this prompt and press enter and let the Gemini do the magic for us. So let's see what Gemini does for us. These are some random messages that Gemini is just generating. Don't worry about this one. Like, what's a computer's favorite snack? Microchips. This is just a joke, right? Okay, so let's wait for Gemini to create the plan for us. Okay, so Gemini has created the plan for us. Let me quickly go through this. So development plan, Project setup, create a virtual environment. I don't need virtual environment, so I'll just ask Gemini to maybe remove the virtual environment. Install Flask and Flask SQLAlchemy, fine, set up the basic project structure. Because if I talk about virtual environment, all those things, then we'll be getting into too much technical details. Okay, set up the basic project structure, app.py, main Flask application file, models.py, SQLAlchemy model definitions, database.py, database initialization and session management, templates, directory for HTML templates, static, directory for CSS and JS files. Database model, define the expense model, models.py file with all the required fields using SQLAlchemy. Routes, endpoints, implement the core application logic in app.py file. Create a route to render a form and a route to handle form submission for new expenses, fine. Read the main route / to display all expenses, update a route to handle the updating of an expense. Delete a route to handle the deletion of an expense. Then templates and front end, it will create a base HTML template for the basic HTML structure. Create an index.html that inherits from base HTML to display the expenses and the forms. Add some minimal CSS in static styles.css file for a clean look. Initialization, create a requirements.txt file, add a script or command to initialize the database. Should I proceed? Shall I proceed with this plan? This is what Gemini is asking to us. I'm going to say I need one modification in the plan. Please do not create a virtual environment and share the plan again. Okay, so let's run this one. So what I'm saying is I don't need this virtual environment. That's it. And let's see what it has done. See, it's very good, right? In the project setup, it has removed the virtual environment for us. Okay, so our plan is ready. Now let's go back and see what are the next steps for us. Let me talk about this chat save feature. This is a very important feature. So basically every time we are doing some conversation with Gemini, right? I started with writing this prompt. You will do something else as well, like this plan prompt, right? And then later on maybe we'll say that, hey, I'm satisfied with this plan. I'll ask them to create files for me, right? Creating files. And then at later point of time, I'll also add, hey, generate code for me, right? So these are what we call as different important checkpoints in a project, okay? Using the chat feature, what we can do is we can actually save this till here, whatever chat has happened with my Gemini, I can save this checkpoint using this command, chat, save, and whatever tag you want. Okay. So what happens here actually is, like, for example, at this point of time, whatever your project structure was, right, that is not going to change. Okay. So even let's say we are here at generate code and we have some, let's say P3 as our project structure. So if I say to Gemini, hey, go back to this planning checkpoint that we have saved using the chat, the files are still going to be the same. It's just that the conversation that I had with Gemini was going to start from here till the planning. The way you can manage this is basically you can use some version control system to say that, hey, till P3 I have a commit message, let's say generate code, and here I have a commit message, let's say create files. And when you from chat, let's say you want to resume chat from here, you go to here and also use the git or basic some version control system to revert the code till here. And then maybe we want to take a different path to create files in your own way. Okay, so this is fine. Our plan has been created. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this chat that I had with Gemini so far using this chat save, and I'm calling this planning. Okay, if I list now chat list, so it is going to say that, hey, list of saved conversation. Till now, the conversation has been saved at the planning checkpoint. Okay, so if this is done, let's go back and see what else we can do. A refinement, I've already shown you some refinement in our plan. Basically, I didn't want the virtual environment thing, whatever it is too technical for me. I just want a project that I can just showcase as an MVP. So I said, okay, I have done the refinement. Now let's talk about the scaffolding the app structure, right? I've defined my app, what is it the plan for the app. Now I'm going to talk about, like, hey, what files you need to generate Gemini so that my project is kind of starting. So I'll say, okay, great, this works. Go ahead and set up the project structure in my current directory with empty files and folders. We'll add code in these files in the later steps. And this is how it happens generally if you're working for some company. You start with planning the project. Then if you are the developer, then what you do, you write all those files, think about in terms of files and architecture, and then finally you jump and start writing the code, right? So if you think about like what architecture I'm following, am I following the model view control architecture, am I following some other architecture? Based on that, you write some files, or basically you create some files, and then you start writing code inside that. And this is what we are doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump here and copy this prompt and paste it here. So let's do this. So this will Gemini will take this prompt in, and it will start generating files for us, or creating files for us. So let's wait and let Gemini do the magic. Okay, so Gemini has generated that it needs to execute this command. So basically what we asked them, right, basically creating the necessary files and directories in our project. So it's saying it will create templates, static, and it will create these files, app.py, models.py, database.py, and requirements.txt. So I'm gonna say, and then it's gonna ask you permissions for all this. Hey, can I execute this command? So you'll say, okay, yes, allow once. So, and then you see that all the files are created. Usually it takes a lot of time. Generally, if you are working on a Flask project, you're working on it from scratch, you need to know Python, you need to know all the files that is required for the Flask project, and so on and so forth. Okay, it's also gonna ask me, hey, I should install these libraries if you want to if you want this project to be executing, it wants to install these files. Okay, so I'm not going to do all the installations and all those now. Right now, we don't have anything in our requirements.txt. That's fine. So we're going to just say not right now. Hey, we'll do this later. So I'm going to say suggest changes. So fine. This is also something you can do. That not going to install all this. We'll do it later. Okay. So now that we have the files ready, now it's time that we can set up, or we can write or code the app for a project. So I'm going to use this prompt. Now let's build the base Python code for our expense tracker project. Here is what we need: set up SQLAlchemy for database connectivity and session handling in dedicated file. Create an expense model with fields like ID, title, description, category, food, travel, utilities, and one category will also specify others. Spent on date, created at date, updated at date. Build a main Flask app that initializes the database and define the slash route. The route should fetch all expenses from the database and run them inside the index.html file. Also include a requirements file listing the essential dependencies, Flask and SQLAlchemy. So let me quickly copy this prompt and go back and paste it here. Also, if you see, you also should always read the plan as well, like what is Gemini generated, is it good for you or not? And accordingly, you can ask it to change the plan. Like we saw that we didn't need virtual environment for this project at least, but usually you will create the virtual environment if you're a technical person or if you're an engineer. Right, so project setup, install this one, these files and all those things. So now let's run this prompt, right? So let me run this prompt and let's see what Gemini gets back for us. It will basically, what we are asking is, we are asking to add code in these files, right? So first is saying that first I'll write a database.py file to handle the database connection session management. So I'll say, okay, fine, not there, but here. Yes. Then it should ask me to write in other files. And you can see here the database is in this expenses.tv. Okay, so it will, now it's defining the expense model, models.py. I'll say yes, allow once. Now it's saying I'll create the main Flask application app.py. This will initialize the database and define the route route to display expenses. So I'll say, okay, fine, yes, allow once. Now see how magically all this code has been generated for us, right? So this is the magic that I was talking about, that you are able to build an MVP so fast with the use of such LLM based or code generation or AI assistant kind of a tool. Now write file, writing the requirements.txt, yes, allow once will allow them to write these packages in our requirements.txt. It's like a package.json file, right? So package.json file or any such package file, what it allows us to do is it write those packages so that you can then later on what happens is your application kind of knows that these are the libraries I need, right? And whenever you share this project with someone, he can identify from the requirements.txt that you don't need to send those packages along with the project. You can just share this requirement.txt file and the other person will know, hey, I have to install these packages using the requirements.txt file. Okay, so the core Python files are now in place. Now we need to create the HTML templates to display the data. Okay, so I'll say, okay, let's add the index.html template to display all the expenses. So let's add press enter. So this is what we call as iterative refinement, right? Gemini is giving you some ideas of what you can do next, or if you are thinking about that, hey, maybe I need some changes, then you can do this iterative refinement to improve more on our project. Okay, so it has generated a template for us in index.html file. I'll say yes, allow once. Templates are now in place. We still need to add the CSS file to style the page. So I'll say, okay, let's go ahead and add the CSS file to style the page. Let's press enter. And inside the templates, you will see this index.html. It has the code. base.html, it also has the code. Now it's generating the CSS files to style our page, or basically displaying the expenses at the route, at the main route, which is our slash route. Okay. So it has generated the code. Now it's asking a permission to enter into our CSS file, which is inside this, right? So let me allow once here, allow once here, allow once. Okay, so it has generated this file style.css for me. So let's see, and we have the styles also ready for us. The CSS file has been created. At this point, you should be able to run the application, see the main page all the way without any data. So I'll ask, okay, please run the app. Let's see if Gemini is able to run our app, and can we see the changes now or not. Okay, yes, Python command not found. This is weird. We have the Python. Yeah, I think we have the Python 3 installed in our system, so that's fine. So let's allow that one. And okay, so Gemini is saying that your application is now running. You can see or access your website at this URL. So let me open this URL, and it's not opening. You don't have authorization to view this page. Wow, what is this? And let me copy this error, access to denied, and you don't have authorization to view this page. So I'm gonna paste this in my prompt so that let Gemini worry about the error. I'm not gonna debug this anymore. Okay, so let's see. I think probably the packages are not installed. So let's see what Gemini gets back for us. Stop the background. Yes, allow once. It seems the process was already stopped. Now I'll run the app in the foreground to see the logs. Try accessing again. So let me open this. No, it's not opening. Let's see Gemini. Yes, allow once. I knew that the packages were not installed, so that's why the error was, but let me see how Gemini is going to figure that out or not. Yeah. So see, Gemini has already figured out it has to install the required packages from requirements.txt. So yes, let's install these packages. Now let's run the app, because Gemini has went ahead and installed the packages for us. We can see it here. Now let's see if our app is working or not. Okay, so I can see that now the URL is working fine, and I can see my application also running. Expense tracker, all the expenses are listed here. Title, description, amount, category spent on, and actions. We have something called as actions which Gemini has figured out. Maybe it is for editing or deleting that particular expense. Okay, so this is good for now. We are not going to do any more changes here and stop here. And in the next video, we'll talk about like adding an expense from here, editing an expense from here, or also deleting an expense from here. So let's stop here. We have gone from a long way now. We have asked Gemini to build a Flask application. We didn't know anything about how Flask application works. Didn't know about SQLite at all. We didn't know anything about Python. It's all Gemini that is kind of generating the project for us. So let's stop here. In the next video, we'll talk about creating an expense and editing expense and deleting expense. Okay guys, that's it for this video, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.